So the SAVE Act, huh? SAVE Act? What's it saving? Probably nothing good. It passed the House, right? It's for the Republicans. Well, I mean, we all know like the Republicans' sort of obsession with voting ID, right? The only reason why they have such an obsession with voter ID is because the purpose of like, oh man, wait, hold on, but it's supposed to like prove to you that you can vote in the fucking goddamn election or wherever you are. You don't really need that because there's already like laws on the books that prevent undocumented and illegal immigrants from fucking voting. Like, why do you need voter ID then at that point? And yeah, like you said, Boy Meets Mini, it's the pigment sheets. It's pigment sheets. It's Jim Crow era fucking bullshit, right? Like what Mark Pocan is saying here. Under the Republican SAVE Act, your driver's license won't be enough to vote. You know what I need to vote? All I have to do is go online. In Canada, it is really robust and extremely fucking easy to vote, okay? All I have to do is register online, give my fucking address, and get this in the mail. That's it. I'm covering my name up, so no Doxerino. This is all I need to get. Done. I can go vote. So long as I have this piece of paper, I just go to the location where it says. I can even vote early if I want to. Go to the location where it says. Show them that thing. I can go vote. Easy. Done. And also I have to have ID with me. Just my driver's license. And I can go vote. Easy. Done. Easiest shit on the fucking planet. Or more specifically, you need a piece of ID that has your new address on it. Or your address on it, which my driver's license does have. Because they need to make sure that you're a part of their riding. Now, let's say you don't have that fancy piece of paper and the driver's license you have doesn't have that address on there. Then there's a process that they have to go through with the, within their database saying like, oh, okay, well, let's say you just moved here and you wanted to go vote, but so you haven't gotten your piece of paper thing yet. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, we can just add you to like our little piece of paper saying like, yeah, you must have just moved here recently, so we're gonna write you in and say that you moved to this particular riding, which is what we call our districts. We call them ridings, and we just say, okay, well, you can now go vote. We'll write you in, put you in the database. Then you're gonna show up there. Okay, cool. It all went through. This generally tends to take a little bit more time because with the paper and the ID, it's instant. It's really simple. It's really easy. You just go in. You're done. You go vote. Easy. Super, super simple. Like, here's the thing that Republicans must improve. How many non-citizens are on voter rolls? My bet is 0. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Like, but they're never going to prove that, right? Like, there is 0 fucking evidence that there has ever been, like, non-citizens within, like, the voter rolls. All, like, the lawsuits they try to put through constantly saying that there are illegal immigrants voting within the elections, they've all failed every single time because there's just no evidence. But again, since the Republicans understand fundamentally that they have to cheat in order to win, because otherwise they're incredibly unpopular. Quick reminder, Greg Palast's documentary did say that Kamala Harris lost about 3.6 million voters due to Republican voter suppression tactics, whether it be gerrymandering, getting rid of polling booths, voter ID laws within various states, with Georgia being a main epicenter and testing ground for a lot of this stuff. Because guess what? That shit fucking happens all the time. They like, you move, for example, it becomes a real pain in the ass to vote in like a new district, for example. It's a complete random example. Because again, Republicans have to cheat in order to win. They have to. So yeah, under the Republican SAFE Act, your driver's license won't be enough to vote. You'll need a passport, which more than half of Americans don't have and costs at least $130. Why the fuck does it cost you guys money to get a fucking passport, right? You know what it takes for us to, like... Well, first off, you need to be a Canadian citizen, which only takes 4 years. If you're in the country for 4 years in Canada, You just become a citizen. That's how it works. How do you get a passport? How do you get a Canadian passport? Apply for a new adult passport in Canada. So generally, you'll need to be a Canadian citizen, complete an application form, provide the required documents, and pay the necessary fees. What are the fees? I'm curious. Because it's the government that does all this shit. I bet the fees aren't so bad. Let's find out. What's the fees? Fees from $120. So 120 bucks in Canadian? Because this would be, what, 130 US? 130 US for us would be like 180 bucks. Like a 50% increase. $180 just to get a fucking passport is fucking crazy. Yeah, 85 USD for you guys. So yeah, all we have to do is what? Apply. Well, first you need to be a citizen in order to become a citizen. You just have to be in the country, unless they changed it. But to become a Canadian citizen through naturalization, you generally need to be a permanent resident, have lived in Canada for at least 3 years out of the last 5, and pass the citizenship. Pass the citizenship test, demonstrate language skills, and take the oath of citizenship. But yeah, and we have birthright citizenship. So if you're born here, you're a citizen. That's how it works. So yeah, like about 3 years. And they say language skills. Is it English, French, or both? I believe it depends on the province. I believe so. So for us, let's see. Who can apply? You have to be a permanent resident. You have to live here for 1,095 days. Have filled their taxes. Pass the test. Prove their language skills in English and French. Thank you, Canadian government website, for telling me. And take the oath. Which is just like, you go to the thing, you say hello, hi. Yeah. Not so much New Brunswick, but mostly Quebec. Apply. You can apply online or on paper. Apply on paper only if you're not eligible to apply online. Yes, because they streamlined the process now. And now there's also fees to apply for citizenship. It's increased on March 31st, 2025. The right of citizenship fee for adult applicants has increased from $100 to about $120. Bastards. I blame the conservatives for this. But yes, then they have to process it. They have to check all this bullshit. And then you go to the appropriate center. You take a citizenship. You do like a quick interview. You do like a language test. Because, you know, bilingual country here. And then, literally for the ceremony, they say like, "Yay, you're a Canadian." That's the ceremony, and then you become a citizen. That's what I had to do when I was like 6. I mostly remember the "Yay, you're a citizen" bit. That's really about it. Probably because they wanted to dissuade Americans from coming. Probably not. I don't think we really care about Americans coming or not. I don't think we give a shit about that. But what? It's like $120 for us to get a passport. You need to be a citizen, of course. It's much easier for us and also we can just apply online. Because I'm assuming in America, tell me, Boy Meets Minnie, is there like a place where you have to? How do Americans apply for passports? How does that work? Is there like a thing online for you guys? Because before everything was on paper and you'd have to go to like a government location thing, but now it's all online. And generally speaking, the application process for us is like, you just answer some pretty simple questions, and then done. Takes like no longer than 5 minutes. Like most of like our like social safety net stuff, it's about 5 minutes. It's online, but you have to get an apartment to verify in person. An apartment? Is that what you mean by APPT? Apartment? Or appointment? Probably appointment. Yes, okay, appointment. Okay, yeah. So it's online for us, but eventually you have to go to a location to, verify in person. So rather similar to us, but for you guys, it's way more fucking expensive. Jesus. You'll need a passport or a birth certificate with your current legal name, which nearly 70 million married women lack. Why is that the case? I'm curious. Renewals don't require import person, just pay the fee. Well, you have to keep paying the fee in order to renew your passport? Jesus Christ. So you need a birth certificate with your current legal name. Doesn't this completely, like, like Cloudy says here, fuck over, like, trans people, basically, from being able to change, right? Because they're not going under their current legal name, even if they do manage to change their legal name, right, on their birth certificate. And, like, getting your legal name on your birth certificate is a complete fucking pain in the ass to do. Like, this could effectively just ban trans people from being able to vote. Yeah, this fucks over anyone who changes their name, especially trans/MB people. I figured. Or I guess they're gonna have to all get their passports or some shit, right? Which, good luck with that, because getting a passport's pretty fucking expensive. $130, dude. It's $120 for us, but it's $120 Canadian. That's like nothing in comparison. Or they need military service papers, not a military ID alone. With sensitive info. I'll be blunt, this is a modern day Jim Crow bill that restricts access to the ballot box. I think that's pretty safe to say, I'll be quite honest. What are military service papers? Like, basically, like, a papers saying that, you can serve in the military? What are military service papers? Official document that records an individual's military service. Is that simple? Do love how the Canadian government keeps telling me this stuff. Thank you. Request military service records. So you need to potentially bring in shit like this in order to go vote. Dude, this is such a fucking pain in the ass. Literally all we need is just your driver's license. Driver's license and that fucking paper I just said, and that's it. Canada's government services seem to have gotten a lot more digitized. Yep. You want to know why? COVID. It's mostly COVID. And then it was just, like, they were becoming way more digitized over the years, but COVID significantly, like, accelerated the process. Now it's, like, it's really, really easy. Like, super, super easy. Because you type in the thing you're looking for, that'll come up in the searches, like, immediately. You click on it, you do the application form, which will take typically about 5 minutes. And then, generally speaking, like, they have to mail whatever they need to you. It's like, well, that takes a little bit of time. Especially if, like, Canada Post was on strike. Because for a long time for us, Canada Post was on strike. Because the union was demanding for more pay. I don't remember the results of those, I think they got what they wanted. I don't remember exactly. Hooray unions. We like unions. Very cool and good. But that's, like, the only part where it takes some time, because they just have to probably, like, verify a bunch of shit and then it goes through the mail. Pretty simple. That's what I had to do with my driver's license. I had to get rid of my old license, and I had to request to the government to be like, hey, can you change my address on this? It's like, they're like, okay, it's gonna take a little time because of the strike, but you'll get it eventually. And yeah, I got it eventually. That's pretty much what happened. It was pretty simple. And then I also went online to change, like, all my addresses everywhere else, and that was, simple enough as is. Like, with my tax returns that just came back, I believe the CRA also recently changed my address in their database as well. So, yeah. Like, what else about this SAVE Act? If I had to re-register to vote post-SAVE Act, now it only just passed the House. Who knows if it needs to pass the Senate? I assume it's probably going to have to pass the Senate before it gets signed into law. But what? If I had to re-register to vote post-SAVE Act, I'd need a $25 of your birth certificate, $5 copy of your name change, $3 copy of a marriage license, and an $89 driver's license, or a $165 passport, which most Americans can't really afford. So yeah, poll tax. Also, yeah, women suffer a lot from this. I can't believe that Boy Meets Mini went full male feminist. I'm shaking my head. And apparently there was fucking 4 Democrats who voted for this. Who are the who did that? Case Cuellar. Oh, Henry Cuellar. That fucking piece of shit who is against abortion. So that guy's a piece of shit. I have no idea who Golden or Perez are, okay? I know of Henry Cuellar. That guy is a pile of garbage. Who should get primaried by, I think, the girl who challenges him is Jessica Cisneros in Texas, right? I don't remember which district. Personally, I'm just going to throw this out here. Personally, I think you should vote for Jessica Cisneros. Just throwing that out there. I don't think that's ridiculous to say. Texas 28. Thank you, Boy Meets Mini. Very cool. But yeah, that's cool. Hey, Republican women. Hey, white women who voted for Trump. You want your voting rights to be blocked? Like you being unable to be able to register to vote? Like, well, what's going on? Well, what's up? That's a little weird. Because we all know, like, the sort of, like, incel mentality. Like, what, it was just 100 years ago that women got the ability to be able to vote? Yeah, just about 100 years ago, right? In the United States, 19th Amendment. And we all know, like, there's been, like, so many, like, troglodyte morons. Like, Myron Gaines, Fresh and Fit. Those fucking idiots. Saying, like, repeal the 19th, repeal the 19th. That was the thing that legalized women's not marriage. Suffrage. Oh yeah, like all these like stupid like these like dipshit like white women who voted for Donald Trump. I wonder what their current like sort of reaction saying like it's making it more harder for them to register to vote. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm just gonna throw that out there. White women, what's up? What's going on? You want to like? I mean, I know that most of them are like too cowardly in order to like go against the whims of their husband because I don't know, like their husband's probably a domestic abuser because most of those fucking men that those women tend to marry tend to be pieces of shit. It's sad for them. Obviously, it's unfortunate for them, but Republican men, they they're not exactly sending their best, but hey, is this like maybe also a sort of like way to force women to have to like marry in order to be able to vote? Like maybe like that weird fucking like pronatalism shit kind of a deal because we all know that a lot of like dumb fuck incels are just really upset that they now have to put in some effort to court a woman. That's also a potential factor of this, but because you really need to have a fucking marriage license in order to show that you can vote. Like, I think people can broadly understand this is really fucking ridiculous. But yeah, this is probably coming from Vance's plan to count fathers' votes twice. Oh yeah, that shit. I remember that. Yeah, because Vance only wants, like, rich white people to fucking vote. Like, that's it, because, like, he's a Nazi. Like, duh. That wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. But yeah, for like all the like dumbass or conservatives who think like, wait, what do you mean? You have a problem with like fucking voter ID? Dude, you have voter ID. It's called a fucking driver's license. That is a voter ID. Done. Like, the people who are complaining about this, like, or do like the stupid like great replacement theory tier, like, oh, like, oh, it's because of all these like brown people that the Democrats ship in. even if that were the fucking case, that the Democrats were fucking shipping in a bunch of Mexicans in order to vote for them in the elections, which is not the case, obviously. Look at the most recent migration wave. You want to know who fucking caused that? The fucking Trump's goddamn sanctions on Venezuela when his fucking coup attempt failed in Venezuela. But, you know, it's all the Democrats' fault, actually. They can't vote anyways. Their names won't be on the rolls. So, you know, that's cool. Yeah, Kamala's mom is from India. She clearly wants to ship in 1.5 billion Indians to win. That's true. That's true. Yeah, she wants to ship in all those, all the Dalits, all the fucking Tamils as well, from southern India, you know, a couple 100 million people. Ship them in, you know, have them vote for Kamala Harris. That's true. That's true, Boy Meets Me. I agree. No! No, you can't ship in all these poor Indians to vote for Kamala Harris. No! Because it's definitely a thing that can happen. Yeah, that is the real K-Hive. That's true. The temples that were dedicated to her. Yeah, that's true. That's crazy. Dude, India's a fucking different place, dude. It's wild. Anywho, I mean, it should be fairly obvious why. Not only is it because of, like, psychosexual desires of men, but also because they, like, the Republicans hate poor people, they hate women, and they hate minorities. That's the point of all of this. The only constituency that these motherfuckers want to serve are just, well, white people. They want to serve specifically just white men. And, if that means everyone else has to suffer in order to do that, I mean, well, you know, so be it. That's the point.